Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Tarnation TV's broadcast of the iPE Excellence Series, race number 12 of 12, otherwise known as the championship. So tonight we will figure out who wins, because we don't do points, nobody clinches, nothing. It's a knockout playoff round, comes right down to the last lap. My name's Blaine, and that guy's name is Rod.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Should be a good one tonight, down to the final four.
Greg Lovell, Mike Paglia, Doug Hillick, and Mike Mangialardi are your four drivers. You'll need to note them tonight with the green-colored rear spoiler and the green under the nose there, under the, I guess I can't remember what they call that, valence down there, but they're the only four that can win it. Whoever beats who without getting an incident point, pretty much, is going to be our champion tonight.
That's the thing. I always forget about the incident point, because that is a big thing. It's one of those things where it could, early in the race, there's a little tussle. We don't run damage tonight. Maybe that guy wins the championship, and we're not privy to any incidents that may have occurred. You never know. Unofficial results at the end of the race. But of course, whoever does come out as the champion, we will obviously talk to them, because there's nothing we can do according to post-race inspection that might come out tomorrow or today or whatever. But yeah, it'll definitely be an exciting race, and they will be pretty visible, considering that, like you said, bright green spoilers, easily seen on the broadcast. But you're just out here now watching a practice session.
And if you notice, when you get around to showing everybody the points, but basically there's only four drivers there. All four drivers do have one incident point in the championship round. So they still got another one, which is good. So that if they do make a mistake tonight, they don't have to park it. They just have to, if they own up to it, go to the back, then serve their penalty as, I think it's the second time around, 4 tires and fuel, get all full service, come out the back of the pack, and then I think they'd be okay. So, that may or may not be. We'll have to ask Jeff on that one for sure. But, they all pretty much got one more incident point left, and that's only one ways to go.
I believe you're right, because the championship chase drivers had 2.
Yep. And
they've all used up one of them. So, and they can't be earned back. So like you can see, Mark Paglia and Mike Mangialardi in stage race 1 were charged with an incident, but because they had a clean race in stage 2, they didn't get that one back. They can still get a second one today, but like you said, they won't be asked to park after the first incident, because that's what that pass is for. So,
of course, a lot of that just depends on if they own up to it too. I would have to, like I said, talk to Jeff about that, but if they own up to it, they may actually just be able to start in the back, come back through them, and not lose that lap.
Right. If they find it in a post-race review and you didn't claim it, then you're penalized at the end of the race -1 lap. But if you claim it during the race and you serve your penalty, it's gone. Like, you obviously lose tons of track position, but it's not going to come back later and bite you if you actually served it.
And of course, we got to talk about the elephant in the room. We learned, if you guys were there with us last night, we talked about the closing of Talladega Nights. This is officially their last race of the Talladega Nights League. It's switching over to Primetime Racing League. And it's going to continue to go. A little bit of new ownership. And I think they're pretty much talking about doing all of the same stuff. They're going to be back running Aero 8s on Monday, Cup on Tuesday. And I think there's still some things in the work with Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and possibly Sunday.
Right. Yep. We heard, the team races are a big deal. I don't think Jeff can put those away, so I wouldn't be surprised if the team races are coming back around. Maybe not every week, but it'd be cool to have 1 a month, maybe 2 a month, and maybe broadcast it, maybe drive in it. It'd be kind of cool to get out there and drive in it. So
I'm along that with you too. I'm kind of thinking that we may have to get into that Tarnation TV Turbo and cars, and maybe show them boys a little bit. We're all not just pretty faces up here,
Yes, exactly. Yeah, the Turbo channel, we don't really use it much, but if I do drive and people want to actually watch what it looks like from the cockpit, it's basically what my screen is, what you'd be seeing the whole time. But It's pretty cool. I mean, if you want to watch it, watch it. If not, don't watch it. Doesn't really bother me, right? We're not really going for hits out here. We're just having some fun. So, yeah, we would definitely think about firing up the turbo channel. That's a lot of work too, even while I'm driving. But yeah, there's no guarantees that that'll happen. But I'm sure we can definitely make it work more than once. That's for sure. Bring dust off the old Tarnation TV Turbo channel.
And the wheel, I mean, you got to get some dust off of that wheel of yours too. I still use mine on every week. You had yours sitting for a little bit.
It has been a little while. Yep. You can tell when the end of practice has happened because everybody starts driving a little bit strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good race. It should be a good race today. Watching those 4 drivers you see on your screen there, the final 4 are, like Rod already said, the number 23 of Doug Hulick, the number 8 of Greg Lovell, the number 28 of Mark Paglia, and the number 29 of Mike Mangialardi. One of those 4, whoever finishes in front of the other 3 guys, will win the championship tonight. So we would like to thank our sponsor, Extreme Motorsports, facebook.com/groups/Extreme Motorsports. That is Frank Divins putting up the money to sponsor the broadcast this evening. And, of course, also putting up a prize purse. We've got, he's got $25 on the line for the champion of Season 1 of iPE's Excellence. So that person will get $25. The winner of the race gets $10. And halfway through the race, at the end of lap 24, whoever leads lap 24 gets $5. So money race tonight. I wonder if that'll change the dynamic.
Yes.
Money races
usually do.
Yeah, money races will always change the dynamic. And, you know, it's cool to do that. You know, you can win the money, donate it back, win the money, go buy a hamburger, you know. It's neat to have a sponsor bring money to the winner like that. And even the mid-race thing, we're going to have to remember that. We're going to have to keep an eye on lap 24 to see who leads that and wins that $5. Because that's something we don't do very often. So we might actually forget. So we apologize in advance. But thanks again to Frank, Extreme Motorsports, which is a NASCAR 2003 affiliated product, of course. But
we get to take a little broadcast break for a little while. As of right now, we got nothing planned, which is could change. We don't know that, but you know, it's gonna be a good break for us. Like you said, get you out there racing again a little bit. I'm gonna be out there racing a little bit for sure. I always do, but
yeah, no, it should be fun. I'm looking forward to. I love doing the broadcasts and stuff, but it does become like a full-time job after a while. So it'd be kind of neat to get back into some league racing, see where we end up, see what we find, see what we do. But like I said, thanks everybody for watching. And this is the finale of the iPE's Excellence, which is the truck series that we run here at Talladega Nights Racing League. The Camping World Series 2015 trucks. There's, of course, the Craftsman Truck Physics. And we don't run any damage tonight on Sunday. Yellow flags will be on, and I believe it's a 47-lap race this evening. So fuel window around 12, 13 laps.
Yep.
See if we can get some green flag racing going.
I actually went out and ran with the boys a little earlier when they were doing practice. By myself, full throttle, never having the opportunity to lift, and getting a little bit of push from Perry Bond a little bit there for a while. I was able to do 14 laps, but I ran out of gas on the 14th. So 13, okay. If you're the lead truck, it will change a little. The dynamics will change a little bit more when you have a bigger draft, obviously. But if you're the lead truck and you're running wide open, your window is probably, like you say, about 12, 13 laps. Deeper in the field, possibly could go to 14. Really depends on what line they choose. If the accordion effect comes back and you're having to lift off the throttle to keep from pounding the guys in the corner in front of you, obviously you might be able to go 14.
So you're saying too, like, yeah, you weren't conserving at all, and you ran out halfway around the 14th lap.
I was just flat out. Perry Vaughn come out and picked me up for about 5 laps and just pushed on the rear bumper for a little while. Then he pulled in, and like I said, I just kept going just to see how far I could go. on lap 13, realistically, I guess is the way to put it, I would have headed to pit road and pitted, but I just kept going and see, and I hit just beyond the start finish line and ran out of gas. It shut off, and then the boys were all lining up to do kind of a mock practice, kind of, they call it like a pit party. So I went out and ran around a few laps with them until we all ran out of gas again, and that was fun. Just everybody bumper to bumper, 3 wide, the typical. It was great.
So you're saying you actually started the 14th lap, and then actually made it all the way around to the start finish line again, or?
No, I ran out in the backstretch.
Backstretch. Oh, okay.
It's about 13 and a half laps.
See, so these guys probably could, if they can do some clutching and some burping on the throttle, they probably could milk that half tank of fuel.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey,
check out the qualifying times, buddy. We got a tie for first.
Look at that.
Kelly Causey and Corey's dad are tied for first. 56 in the booth. Go ahead.
Hey, gentlemen, I just saw you like 4 hours ago, it feels like. But
I know.
You'll hear a bunch of yawning. If anybody's watching this race tonight, a lot of us are yawning. We're very tired after last night. And Friday night we did trucks too, so the Fast and Furious. So congratulations to Ken Roberts on air here for winning. I don't know how many he's won. He's won quite a bit over the last 10 seasons between the two. He's won quite a bit of championships. So kudos to Mr. Roberts for winning that on Friday night. So, we'll disclose the winning team once that promo is painted by my good friend. I won't mention his name, but we'll get that out there to all the folks here soon. But yeah, are you ready to meet your drivers tonight?
Certainly.
All right, buddy, here we go.
Let's do it. Hey guys, what's happening? The final race of this season should be a good one as always. Thanks everybody for coming out tonight to make this thing a glorious finale to the iPE Excellence Series. And it looks like we got a tie for first between Corey's dad, and it looks like they're giving it to Kelly Causey. So Kelly, I'll let you do this thing.
All right, guys. Starting on the pole, number 00, Kelly Causey from Agricola, Mississippi, driving the Boudreaux Butt Pace Chevrolet. I'd like to good luck to the playoff drivers, and a huge shout out to Mr. Jeffrey Ellett and all that he did with Talladega Nights. It was unbelievable what he accomplished doing that. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
Randy Ross starting second in number 21 Chevrolet. Alabama Crimson Tide. I want to do a shout out to my sons Christian and Corey, my grandsons Adrian, Asher, and Asa. Shout out to Jeff and everybody that runs this league. And shout out to the announcers. Thank you.
Starting third, Keith Bynum in the 63 Chevrolet Silverado, hubcap anti-sponsored. Just want to wish everybody a good luck tonight. It's been a great season. And thank you, Jeffrey, for putting on this great series. And appreciate you, Blaine, for the streaming over this season. Good luck, everybody.
Starting fourth, the number 43, Bob Dixon from Macon, Georgia. I want to thank you, Jeffrey, for everything you've done. Do want to also thank Blaine for the efforts he puts in with the broadcast. Thank you so much. Have a good race.
Starting fifth from Plum, Pennsylvania, the 23 Doug Hewlick driving the Toyota Tundra Tootsie Pop ride. Special thanks to Jeff for staying strong for all this time. Keep it up, buddy. Shout out to my son Nolan up in North Dakota, Bailey down South Dakota, South Carolina, and my good friend Shirley hanging out in Pittsburgh, tuning in for the championship run. Good luck, guys.
Starting sixth, Big Stone Gap, Virginia, the number 41 Chevrolet American Ordnance, painted by Rodney Sellers. Thanks, Jeff, for 2 years of fun at Talladega Nights. I'm going to miss it.
Starting seventh, number 60, somewhere in Virginia, the one and only Perry Bond, driving, I believe, a Mountain Dew truck. Perry, don't get mad. I think that's what you're driving, a pretty purple and greenish one. But, He wishes you guys the best. Great season. A lot of fun here. Let's have a good race.
Starting 8th, number 22, Greg Palmer, out of Lewis, Delaware, driving the Flaming Hooters, Magnum, Trojan, Dickens Cider, Chevy Silverado. Thanks, Jeff, for all you did and all the admins this year, this league, and all the leagues across Talladega Nights. And Blaine, I love you, man.
Starting in 9th, Mike Mangialardi driving the 29 Ford, painted by Frank Divins. Like to give a shout out to my friends watching at the Rainier Room and at House Divided tonight. And good luck, everybody.
Starting outside row 5, Greg Wellman, the number 8 Midnight Moon Ford, painted by Frank Divins. Thank you, Jeff, for the fun we had here, man. I'm gonna miss it a lot. I can't believe it's going away, man, but it is what it is. But let's have fun tonight, and the top 4, good luck.
Starting in 11th, the 388, Dan Lovell from Big Stone Gap, Virginia, representing Big Stone Gap Racing. I want to thank everybody that's been out here and raced with us, everybody that's helped keep this league going as long as it has. Special thanks to Jeffrey for all the hard work you've done, buddy. It's been amazing working with you, amazing racing with you guys. Appreciate you, Blaine, and Rod, for what y'all do to keep the broadcast going, and just looking forward to what the future holds. And let's just have a good race tonight, and good luck to you top 4.
Pissing 12th, the 55 Chevrolet Silverado Tostitos, painted by Rodney Solins. I'd like to say thanks to Frank for sponsoring the race. I'd like to say good luck to the 4 guys that are driving, and happy birthday, Zach.
Starting 13th and number 24 is Graham McDonald. So I say thanks to everybody coming out. It's been a heck of a ride.
Starting 14th in the 82 West Virginia Tourism Ford F-150. Thank you, Jeff, for making the league everything that it's been for the past couple of years. Been a pleasure to be here, and I'm really thankful for everything you did. Good luck to all the chase drivers tonight. Let's have fun, guys.
Starting in 15th, Stephen Brandstetter, driving the 510 Oklahoma State University Ford F-150, painted by Blaine Donlin. I'd like to give a shout out to Jeffrey for inviting me over. This has been one heck of a blast, and really appreciate Blaine and Rod and Brad and everybody else that's helped to put this on. And I think I'm going to be taking a little break for the summer myself, and I'll catch you guys in the fall.
Starting 16th, driving to 28, Wood Brothers Motorcraft Ford, Mark Paglia. I will say thank you for all your hard work and sacrifice to Jeffrey, and good luck to the other 3 playoff drivers.
Starting 17th, Garland Oaks from Martinsville, Virginia, driving in number 67, Diet Dr. Pepper Toyota Tundra. I'd like to give a big thank you to Jeff for inviting me over, allowing me to come in and run sprints with you all, and then eventually become a full-fledged member of Talladega Nights crew. It's probably one of the best leagues that I think I've ever raced in as far as the 20 years I've been racing this game. So it's been a great run with you guys. I'd like to give a big happy birthday shout out to teammate Zach. He finally got 15. That's amazing. It was an amazing night when he actually crossed that finish line first here, so that was pretty good. And like to give a shout out to Doug Hewlett going for the championship. Go Team Toyota.
Starting 18th out of Sun City Center, Florida, it's Frank Divins representing Extreme Motorsports. Good luck to the top 4. Go for that $25. Thank you, Jeffrey, for everything, and Blaine. Love you, Blaine.
Starting 19th driving the number 66 Yankee Chevrolet KD Huntsberry from Orrington, Maine. Guys, I just want to say a big appreciation goes out to everybody. I mean, this game's over 20 years old, and it has the popularity of a brand new game, and it's still going strong. Blaine, Rod, you're doing a heck of a job. Jeffrey, you got my phone number, man. And Corey, I'm going to try one more time to get this 66 Yankee Chevy in the winner's circle for you. I know you don't like the Yankees, but cheer me on.
Starting in 20th, the other Ken, Ulysses the Papi Sandoval, driver of the 96 San Luiseño Express Toyota Tundra. A big shout out to the quinceañera, Zach Roberts. Happy birthday, buddy. The youngest winner of Talladega Nights. Also, a big shout out to Jeffrey, the boss Elliott. He is the guy that got me started into the sim racing world. So a big shout out to him. And also my favorite broadcasters. Blaine, Rod, Brad, Seth, and Michael. Good luck, everybody.
Start number 21, the number 45 car, Tom Dixon in the Batman car from Byron, Georgia. Thank you, Jeff, for all you've done for us, brother. Blaine, you too. And give a shout out to my wife, Tracy, for watching me diligently on Tarnation TV. Thanks, guys. Let's have fun.
John Godfrey, 711 LaJoy Silverado.
All the way down to Jeffrey Elliott. That would be me out of Mooresville, North Carolina, driving number 56, starting in 23rd, 4th. Anyways, guys, first I want to thank all the drivers for coming tonight. First, I'd like to give a shout out to John Godfrey for the amazing track that he built us guys. It's our home. Hopefully other people will use it. I want to thank RTG for letting us start with their track and build from that. So thanks to RTG and Canon. I want to thank, obviously, the broadcasters, starting with Brian Wolf and Brad. And, of course, we have still rolling up in the booth. And that is always Blaine Donlin and Rod doing an amazing job. Great duo there. And thanks to anybody who's helped out. Frank Divens, thank you for the broadcast tonight. Without you guys' sponsorship, we'd still be doing it. But it makes it easier when we get these things sponsored. So thank you again for everybody sponsoring one of these races. So, and thanks to Rodney Sullins for the paint job and all the paint jobs from Blaine and you as well, Divens, with the team cars. So amazing job, amazing run, guys. We'll be back together over that primetime racing, and we'll keep this thing going. So let's have a good night tonight. Good race and good luck to the top 4.
Rod's my hero.
All right, Blaine. Oh wait, we have a couple more guys. Sorry.
Starting 26, Javier Negron from the Bridgeport, Connecticut, driving a new 40 Sundrop truck, Toyota truck. First of all, I'd like to thank Jeff for almost a year and a half getting me into the sim world. Been exciting and getting to know all the drivers. Been a really good experience for me. Blaine and Rod for what they do. And happy birthday to Ken Roberts, a.k.a. Hollywood. Okay.
Starting dead last, Brian Ross in Heath, Texas. Thanks, Jeff, for everything you've done, man. All the admins, especially the broadcasters, man. It puts on a good show. And thanks, Rodney, for always painting my cars, trucks, and anything that drives, man. And appreciate everything all you guys do.
That's awesome, guys. Thanks for the kind words. We're going to not do the invocation tonight, lighten it up a little bit. We're just going to sing the one and only Zach Roberts a happy birthday, guys. So on 3, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. 15. Happy birthday, dear Zachary.
Just a baby.
Happy birthday to you. And many more.
I have underwear older than you.
Yeah, buddy. Happy birthday, Zach. All right, Blaine.
Still hasn't changed.
Oh my
There you
goodness.
go, buddy. All right, it's time to get racing in 5 minutes and 40 seconds, Blaine. So I'll bring you back down, and we'll get ready.
Awesome. Let's do this thing. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you.
Wow, that's something else right there, I tell you. Where'd Rod go? There he is. Yeah, man. So looking at that qualifying list is pretty rad. They've got the tie for first between Christian and Corey's dad, Randy, and Kelly. So there must be a fourth number we don't see. Kelly got the pole position, but I see another tie for seventh, which is super cool. Always within a quarter of a second, the entire field qualifying here at Talladega. So never a dull moment, to say the least. Rod has left the building, so I'm
hitting the wrong
okay.
button. Here we go. Yeah. So the harmonic choir has nothing on them guys singing happy birthday. They were all right in tune. They were all right in time.
Yeah, that was a couple times they were hitting stride there, but then it fell apart fairly quickly.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all for Zach, the youngest winner, as they said. Which is cool. He came out and whooped him up there a couple weeks back, about a month. 3 weeks back, I believe it was. I don't remember exactly when it was, but showed him how it's done, and then been running pretty stout ever since. And unfortunately, he's not here this weekend, but we're thinking of him and wishing him a happy 15th birthday.
Yeah, that's super cool. He couldn't. He's Team Wrecking Ball, right? I'm trying to think. He's on Team Wrecking Ball. Yeah, all the.
I think he has the
Wrecking Ball.
Fanta truck is what it is, I believe. If I
know he has a Fanta car in the car series. I know he runs Fanta, so it's probably the truck as well. But
yeah, I believe so. I don't remember it. I've seen him for a couple weeks, so how quickly they fade away, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. You're like, oh yeah, no, he's a guy. He's here somewhere. But yeah, this is cool. Thanks again to Frank for sponsoring this evening's event with the money at stake again, $25 for the championship winner. So that'll be one of the names you see, one of the four names you see on the screen right there. One of those guys will get the championship $25 purse. Race winner gets $10, and the leader of lap number 24 gets $5. So somebody could actually win all that money. Somebody could walk out of here with what's that end up being? 30, and then another 10 is $40.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
If they win the halfway bonus, they win the race and the championship. The money could go to one person. Yeah.
Just lead all the laps.
I do like the fact that we're always catching each other with the truck and the car thing, and then you caught Javier Negron with the truck thing already in the chat.
Yep, I'm watching you, Javier Negron, in the YouTube chat. I'm running a brand new car, the number 40. I'm like, you're not running a brand new car. You're running a brand new truck. Da, 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 da.
Either way, it's Sundrop. So,
Yep. It'll be green. I know it'll be green and yellow.
But we have the Sundrop truck out there, and he runs a Sundrop car as well. I don't have a truck painted because I have not run this series, but I run the mellow yellow car. Mm-hmm. And then you have Perry Bond, who runs the pitch black Mountain Dew car.
Yeah, so many good paint jobs out here too, like
crazy
Sullins, Mobs. I've painted a couple of them. There's Kelly Cossey even paints some stuff. He didn't paint that one we're looking at there. That was painted by Sullins. But yeah, I mean the entire community around this game just is absolutely phenomenal. I'm running a special camera pack for the track, which is you're like, hey man, I have Talladega and I don't have cameras like this. Wah. There's a guy on Reddit and our clips. He does fresh camera packs for popular tracks. And so, he's part of the broadcast. Drone Cam, which is free cam, created by Tyler Mallon, who won the ALS race. He created that. Everything comes together to make this a very unique and fun experience. So, and then we're lucky enough to be part of one of the greatest leagues around in Talladega Nights. So, of course, thanks to them for letting us do what we do.
And we only have one. I think we only have left sheet tonight Greg Palmer is back in his Hooters ride tonight. The Hooters Chevrolet, where Kelly Casa's Buckshot is in his Brugos butt pace Chevy Silverado.
There's the Extreme Motorsports sponsor of the night right there. Get a lock on that. Frank Divins in the 09. Not to be confused with the number 9, which is usually Chris Elliott. I don't believe Chris Elliott runs trucks too often.
No, he's here off and on occasionally, but no, he's not much of a Sunday guy. I think he has, things to do with the family, so that makes sense.
Yeah. But that's why Frank runs the 09. Tonight's sponsor, Extreme Motorsports. Frank Divins Sr.
And then,
not
of course,
in the chase, but coming out anyway because, obviously he's the sponsor for this evening. That helps. But, just to get some racing in and maybe help somebody win that champion. You know what I mean? Like everybody plays a key part in this thing.
Absolutely. You're going to see him get hooked up with his teammates. We know, was it Mark Paglia and Ken Roberts? I'm trying to remember the other guys that were with him. They'll probably get together.
Yeah. Denny Carroll, all those guys. Like Paglia is the only one they have, but he's got a bunch of help.
Team Wrecking Ball is going to be following around Ken, isn't it? Doug Heelick, sorry, in the Tootsie Roll truck. So, they're all running Toyotas. They're going to try to push their driver to the championship. It's going to be neat.
You try to predict maybe like what might happen and who you might help and all that kind of stuff, but you never really know.
No.
When it all comes down to it, that could change. Maybe somebody does something horrible to you early in the race. You're like, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to help you at the end. So your whole plan can go out the window, right? Just watching Ken Roberts push Ulysses around.
I see that. Best laid plans go awry when it gets down to 5 to go.
Yes, it does.
Sometimes, you get some people that work together. Other times you'll get guys that just get a little greedy and they want to go out and do it themselves, and they want that win.
I might just stay on the track and go racing.
Right on, brother.
There you go.
Maybe not.
I've got a good view of the restart line there if you want me to get it today.
That's what we should do. We should do a live broadcast race from in the cockpit of both trucks.
Yeah, really. That'll be, oh man, like the goal, like you could actually bring in like a secondary feed, and that would be pretty cool. There's ways to do all that stuff. There's so many options, so many things that we can pull off. Just getting my cameras set up here. Pit lane cameras are never that good. So I use, again, I was just talking about it, I use FreeCam to change those cameras around so we can actually see the race to pit road, and if any shenanigans or tomfoolery should arise. Oh, we forgot to hit start your engines. Pretend these trucks aren't running.
Welcome to Talladega Nights Super Speedway, one of the fastest tracks around. Presented by Talladega Nights Racing League and brought to you by Tarnation TV. Drivers, start your engines!
Alright, we do a full parade lap, so that gives me a couple extra seconds to be like, whoops, I forgot a whole bunch of stuff, and then trigger a whole pile of videos.
Chevy Silverado. Outside of him, you're going to have Randy Waugh. He's also in a Silverado. And I think he's probably got, I can't remember what the team is that he likes there.
Oh, he's got the Alabama, the Roll Tide, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The local college football team, I do believe.
Yep. And keep your eyes open for the green spoilers in the front valance. Those are your championship drivers. And we'll be chatting about them as much as we can throughout the night, but there's only 4 guys can do it.
Yep, couple of them running side by side in row 3 there almost. Hewlick right next to almost Craig level. And you can see Mangialardi and Paglia back there, a few behind them. So green.
That's going to take them a little while to build up that momentum, get the speed rolling.
Yep.
If they do, you'll see which lines actually get together, form a little better. It looks like the outside line's a little tighter. Obviously, the bottom line, they were tight for a little bit. Got a little bit of a run on them. See what happens, because if the energy comes from the high side, just like I figured they would, they went to the high side to go where the energy was coming.
Yep, that middle lane right there, you can see the stripes on the track. That middle lane tends to be the fastest around here and the easiest on that right front tire. But with help, you can, we've seen it happen. That middle lane falls apart pretty quick once, people jump to other lines. Like you talk about the energy all the time. If the energy's coming on the top line there, then people jump out and away you go.
You see right there, just as if you're on the front there at all, but Keith Bynum actually kind of pulled out behind Buckshot and just kind of rolled up. You don't want to do that. You want to stay right tight. You want to get a nice tight line. If you do that, then that line will start forming up. Like you said, the energy's coming, and of course, you know what's going to happen. The people are going to start moving up, down, whatever. Just like Randy Waugh just did on the backstretch. He moved up, saw the energy coming in the third lane, pulled right up in front of Greg Lovell in the Midnight Moon Chevrolet, and just decided that that's the line to go, and it's working. It's pushing him out right now, pretty close to the lead.
Yeah, and Bynum did do that little weave there back there, and he was able to find his way down to that low line and actually lead this lap. I think he's going to get it.
It's going to be close. Yep, he was just able to do it by about half a second. Now that basically just you can see right there afterwards, the top side or middle lane, I should say, because we do have a third lane here, kind of fell apart a little bit. So the energy got a little bit dissipated. When it did, it just they're not going to go forward.
Some aggressive bump in there, and it forced the 21 Randy Waugh to kind of slide out. They're going 4 wide through turn 3.
He's going to be in what we would call the sucker hole. But
4 wide right there. Oh, Randy's holding on to it, but Kazi backed off a bit and let him down. Got Kazi good heads up.
We're going to have a good one, big one there.
Yeah, good heads up play by Kelly Kazi in that 0-0 to create a gap for Randy, seeing that it was going 4 wide. Be like, look, man, it's early in the race. I'm going to leave space for this guy. And nothing. A little bit of trade and paint on that high side, but with a space to move. I could bet you they were on the intercom saying, "I could leave you some space, Randy. I left you some space."
As you were always saying, you can run this track 4 wide. I don't recommend it, but you can do it.
Yep, I'll do it. If you're out there with me, I'm not afraid to go to that wall and just hold that wall all day long.
Like I said, I just like to stay out of trouble and wait till near the end.
Yeah. And I chalk it up to, look, like you said, I got the energy. I'm going to take it. And as long as you got somebody to go with you, it's fun to go 4 wide. It takes a lot of concentration, though, man. It's nerve-wracking, I tell you.
Nerve-wracking, I guess, is the best way I would put it.
Yeah.
Keith Bynum just got a great lead right now, and he's got Denny Carroll and Doug Hillick right behind him. Our first championship hopeful driver, currently running right in the 3rd spot right now. And that outside line's starting to form up again. There were actually 2 lines forming up out there. Ooh, somebody just got aggressively bumped down into the infield.
That was, oh, wow. Wow. Did they save that? Everybody saved it. Nope, Paglia got it. Everybody saved it. Like 3 times everybody saved it. Holy moly. That was awesome. Oh, I spoke too soon. John Godfrey across the track and into the fence. And the yellow flag comes out. We will load up that whole entire previous lap because they're unbelievable. A couple of saves. I think it was Graham McDonald that got out of shape back there.
I believe it was. I saw a white and blue truck that it barely veered to the left real quick.
Okay, so something happens with Graham. He had to bail out on that line. Oh, we got turned just a little bit by Branstad, so he held on to that. But in slow motion, you see Graham is going too fast to hold that thing down on the apron. They squeeze full wide to get through that. Then Graham's able to collect it. Great driving by Graham there. Paglia gets a door bang there. He holds on to it. No yellow. Everybody held on to that. And something happened in the back. Oh, there it is there. It was McDonald and John Godfrey. Javier Negron kind of comes down to claim that lane. Might not have seen Graham McDonald on that low line, which forced John Godfrey to spin off the front of the 24 truck.
Pretty much everybody went down pit road with the exception of Steve Brandstetter, and I'm trying to look behind Brian Rawson. They kind of stayed out. Remember, some of these guys are still in the championship battle for 5th place. So, their points are still tallied up. We don't have that up there because they took all that information down away from us. But, they're still fighting for 5th place in points. So they're going to try to, stay out, maybe lead five, get that 5 bonus points, get back in there, go back to the back and see what they can do to get back in the front.
Yep. Yeah, the simplified list this evening has been simplified. That's all we got. When you go to the Talladega Nights website, there you go. 4 drivers in purple in their season standings. They all have a win except Mike Mangialardi. Greg Lovell won race 2, Mark Paglia won race 3, Doug Hulick won race... Sorry, Greg Lovell won race 1, Mark Paglia won race 2. Race 3 went to Doug Hulick, and nobody won again. Mike is the only one that doesn't have a win. And Mike also used his provisional in race 6. But he's still here in the championship race. Yep. And this is a long race. It's a very, very competitive, very cool. And you got to be consistent, and here these guys are. Currently in 16th position, the 29 truck, Mike Mangialardi. And he's right behind the 23 of Doug Hulick.
Anything can happen, so we won't know until we get down to the last bit. And I mean, we could have all 4 drivers 4 wide going, for the championship, and we wouldn't know until they hit the start-finish line. Again, it feasibly could happen.
Yeah, and the one thing we do know is that the body damage is off, so accidents like we just saw, other than wrecking your tires,
you do have a little bit.
Yeah, but at least you have, your night won't be ruined, especially if you're running for that championship. Your night won't be ruined on a damaged fenders.
I believe all the drivers that stayed out on the first caution all came down pit road for the second round. Now, we've talked about this many times before. Different strategy. Some of these guys are, like Brandstetter wanted to get that 5 bonus points just to try to help him out, get up as high as he can in the points. Also, you've got guys that probably will work together, so they're all going to pit the same time here. They can go probably 1 being in the back, maybe 2 laps more than the guys that will be running up front, and they can pit by themselves instead of pitting in a big mess of trucks. That is kind of the plan.
Yeah, the strategy, especially early on, looks like to just keep topping up. Just to get yourself off that main pack, maybe. Go a little bit farther if you have to. If you're forced to stay out, maybe you keep topping up. Especially like if you're in that back, 10 or so drivers. Just come down and keep jamming as much fuel as possible into that thing. That way on the next pit cycle, if we do go green, maybe you can't get in there right away. You don't have to worry about fuel mileage as much.
I think you'll see probably most of the green spoiler trucks kind of mimic what the other guy does. If that guy pits, they may pit, because they don't want to get themselves caught out where they pit, they end up getting a lap down, or, different scenarios come around. I think as of right now, I think Greg Lovell is the highest championship driver. And if he pits, I think myself, I would pit, unless the only other thing you could do was maybe go to the second lap. Even though you're going to be further in the back of the pack, you might be able to go a little bit further. We have to keep track of the fuel too, because, like you said, it's about 12 laps. They might be able to go a little bit further, and possibly when you get to that certain number, maybe do it with one less stop.
And it's having friends, like you said, you might be listening for the call on the radio, like 8 pitting next time around. It's like, okay, well, the 8's in the championship. I'm in the championship. Maybe I follow them in. If you can't follow them in, though, if you do have friends, it shouldn't be too bad.
And there's so many different ways and strategies that could be used that, could win or lose you this race. So they've got to, they still got to kind of keep an eye on what the other guys are doing, and hopefully their strategy works out better. That's really how it all boils down. Me being one of the bigger strategizing people, I like to be able to strategize my races. We were joking around about how, some of the races that we did on Tuesdays and whatnot, they may have had a lot less cars. One of the problems I had is I couldn't use much strategy. When you're only racing 4 or 5 guys, when you pit, they all know you're pitting.
Right. Yeah, that is the thing. With a larger field, it's definitely more fun, I guess, especially when it comes to strategy.
You can sneak in and get a little better strategy maybe, and hope, I've had that happen. Fell under the radar and just snuck in, or went a little bit longer than everybody else did, went in, had less fuel to take, so only took 2 tires, came out 4 seconds ahead, and that's strategy like that. You're not going to see that here as much, because pretty much unless it's a a yellow flag pit stop and they really think they need to, they're only going to take 2 tires at a time.
Yeah. Or maybe they'll take 4, but yeah, it would be a circumstance of like, I need 2 full cans, it's under yellow, might as well get 4. But even taking 4 with 2 cans is still a little bit longer, I think.
It is. Oh, it definitely is. It takes you longer to get 2 cans. If the truck is empty, it takes you longer to get 2 cans of fuel in there than it will to change 4 tires. Really, that depends a lot on how much fuel you have.
I guess that's true. Yeah, the thing needs to be bone dry, right? Otherwise, it's just best to take 2 tires. Save yourself that second or half second.
And risking the chance of possibly having an issue on pit road, because the game does have random, wheel jams and stuff like that. So we're back green.
We're having a problem with the tires. Oh no! Now your 12-second pit stop just turned into a 14-second pit stop when you're under green. Now you got no buddies. Green flag racing to start lap number 10. Denny Carroll in the lead, followed by Captain Buttpaste himself, the double O of Kelly Causey. When we did generate over $5,000 in that ALS Association race that we did, and that is an astronomical number for such a small little thing that we do on the internet.
That was an awesome, awesome race, and raised a lot of money for a good cause.
Yeah, and the fact that we are hanging out here in this little corner of the internet, and we're able to pull in that amount on a fundraising event inside of one of our favorite sims of all time, doing what we do. I mean, I don't even understand. That's crazy. Crazy huge numbers for something so tiny.
Yep. Hey, this thing has been here for, what we say, over 20 years.
20
Still
or
just as
something,
popular
yeah.
as it was when it was new. People keep coming out with different or updated mods. So that, like as you look out here now, you see these trucks. They look similar to the trucks that about a year ago, and some of the newer trucks, and they just keep updating and adding new mods that'll add, closer cars. They do have like a mod that looks like the car that they're running now in the Winston Cup Series. I'm not a big fan of the single lug nut. I'm not a big fan of aluminum wheels, but
5-speed transmission, although they don't have the 5-speed
Transaxle.
transmission in here, obviously, but yeah, it's crazy. That's the thing. The thing keeps on going because the community keeps on breathing life into it like that. They keep on updating it. They keep it up to date. You're going to get a brand new car mod. They're in real life, they're going to come out with a brand new trucks. And I know there'll be, I see websites like Armory Digital. When you log into that, and he created the ICR mod, which is a phenomenal mod. And he created some really good tracks and the go-kart mod. And between the modding of the tracks and the cars and all that other stuff, Mystical, on his website, he actually has progress bars on the side of his website to show you what progress he's making on other projects. So NASCAR 2003 new track, 75% done. Don't know what track it is. Could be fictional, could be real. Who knows? Doesn't matter. It's going to be amazing. He has one for a new series. So he's working on cars, trucks. I don't know what he's doing. The last one that came out, it was go-karts.
That'd be cool. I'd like to see that one.
He's more than halfway through another one. So I don't know what he's doing. It's always a secret. And anytime it comes out, it's going to blow the doors off the place. The ICR mod did stuff that I'd never seen before. You could run a broadcast with the ICR mod, and I could have little bubbles on top of the cars showing you the drivers' names right now as we're watching it now.
I think I've seen that one of those mods.
Yes, I don't even know how he did it. And you can choose to have six drivers' names or the whole entire field. It's madness. He figured out how to do it.
Back, we were 3 wide, and I was just kind of figuring out which line was going to get the energy and which was going to go. The bottom line just going right up with Denny Carroll, Kelly Kaza, Greg Lovell, Dan Lovell, and Doug Hillick there, and Mike Mangialardi. And they just kind of just stayed in. The outside line just can't seem to get formed up, get the energy working. They just keep trying to pass each other. So, they got to get that energy going on that high side.
Yeah, and these guys are content just to hang out right here because this is the championship race. You can see Greg, we're focused on Greg in the 8 truck. I mean, he doesn't mind. He's the first out of all the championship drivers right there, so he's just content sitting there. Doug Hulick in that purple Tootsie Roll truck in the 23 with Mangialardi right behind him. They're in the same boat, like, hey, we can see the front of this. We don't need to go crazy. Just chill down here and follow these guys. It's still only 15, 16 laps into this thing, so got a long way to go yet.
You got Denny Carroll, Greg Lovell, and Dan Lovell, all Big Stone Gap Racing. They're gonna stay right behind Denny. Greg doesn't need to win this. Well, does he want to? Well, yeah, obviously. But if you're gonna see them guys right there, that line right there is probably not gonna falter much. They're gonna stay right together and try to see if they can't get Greg out there and to win the championship.
Big bobble there by the 23, but he collected it.
That's part of that team dynamic. We know Ken Roberts is going to be looking for Mike Paglia, because they work together, and we had an idea that when we talked to Garland Oaks, is going to try to see if he can't get that Toyota up there ahead of him. So it's like I said, teams still play a big part of this.
Yep, even though you don't have the green stripe, they're all here to help someone.
For themselves.
Yep, exactly. Randy Watt to the high side. Hulick looking like he's got the choice right now. He doesn't know where to go. Looks like he's going to choose the middle. Perry Bond right
energy builds
behind
on
him.
that high side. Looks like it's starting to. You'll probably see Doug try to get up in front of that line. If it starts to form, starts to build up there, he's going to probably pull up and try to use that momentum to push him out towards in front of Greg Lovell. It's not, the energy's not really forming it. They got a really good line going on that bottom line, and they're just content to be nose to tail right now. And
I think they might hold that line too, because we did go green a little bit ago, and I'm thinking after all the pit stops, anybody who pitted initially is probably going to have to start around maybe lap 20. So we're flirting with the pit window right now.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. Yeah, you're pretty close. So pretty soon, here, a couple laps, we're going to start seeing people pull off, and go down pit road and get some. Probably, yeah, I might be willing to think those top three would probably just take fuel and go.
Right. That top pack would. You think they'll skip tires completely?
Yeah, skip tires, just fill it up and go, and try to get in, try to get out as quick as they can, try to stay together, and we talk about it a lot of time. Are these green flag pit stops? Get in quick, get out quick, and get that momentum built up as quick as you can. And you try to do a kind of a runaway from everybody else. We've seen it happen. We've seen it times where all these trucks are going to pit. They're going to pit at different times. They all come out and they're all still together. Sometimes they'll come out, and then the next thing you know, we've got trucks everywhere scattered all over the field, different drivers everywhere, and it's just a difference in how well the people were able to hit pit road and get off and get the momentum going.
And the little guy with the stop sign at the end of pit road will let you know to stop and let the pace car go by, and whatever cars are following the pace car, trucks. Have you ever gotten a penalty for that, for running that stop sign?
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's a thing that people don't really notice. If you're coming down pit road and the pace car, and your crew chief will tell you, pace car's in turn 4. So you got to wait. If they pull that sign out, you got to wait for the pack to go past before they let you back out on the track.
It was like really, really close to trying to get out. I actually sped down pit road to try to beat everything out. And when I got down to the end of the pit road, they had the pace car got to that certain point, and they flipped the flag just as I got the flag tablet or whatever they have there. The kind of flag, I guess, is they flipped it, and it was too late for me to even stop.
Some versions of this track would actually change that flag man to just a light that flashes red. Either way, you can't run it. You have to stay behind that line, and then you're risking getting run over by someone behind you coming out of pit road that's not paying attention. Why you stopped, and then they crash into you or something, and it's like you got to just make sure you communicate that in team speak. Be like, signs up. Make sure you tell everybody. We're going to focus on pit 2 here. See if we got any takers. We do have a couple.
Oh, yeah. We got a bunch.
Looks like a few more tried to get down there, but couldn't. Oh, Jeff locked him up, but he'll be all right.
I'm trying to remember the drivers that I know. Brian Rawson was one of them. The guys that pitted later. Yeah,
it would be the back of the pack. I would think they would keep going in because you're not really going to lose any track position.
Craig Haglia was one of them, I believe. You're probably going to see, I believe you'll probably see the leaders hit this time by.
Okay.
Think. Yep, and I'm correct. There they come.
Majority of them coming there now. Yep.
Oh, someone's around. They didn't quite. I don't know if I think they saved it.
Looks like it might be Huntsbury. That is Katie Huntsbury. So who got credit for that lap? The 55.
Yeah. So now these guys, they just pick the guys up that just pitted.
Right.
This is not a good scenario though. If they need to get down to pit road, and they got the momentum, so they went to the high side. They got to get to pit road.
They got to get around. Yeah.
They got to get around these guys. So yeah, they are doing it now because Haglia just went down. Haglia went down. Here goes Roberts, cut across the nose there.
Roberts just made it.
So these are the ones that's pitted the latest, and that's why we explained that when we did. They just pitted like that, so they're all pitted together, and now they can pit together, as a team. And as you know, you got Ken Roberts and Mac Paglia here, and that's who they're here to push. They're trying to get Paglia up to the front. And Greg Palmer is part of that group. Graham McDonald's just probably working with them because, he didn't make it into the chase, unfortunately. So
big push to Katie Huntsbury there from Jeffrey Elliott. I saw that one coming, so I got into Kelly Cossey's favorite camera to see that push on the back straightaway to get Katie up to speed. Katie Huntsbury in the New York Yankees, 66.
Those guys that just pitted, took 2 tires, filled it up with fuel, and now they're coming out onto the track right now as we speak.
Okay, now, on the back straightaway, yep.
They're going to come out. They're going to come out onto the track. here comes Greg Lovell on the high side with Denny Carroll and Dan Lovell right behind him. And you can see that momentum that them guys have. It's going to push them quite a ways away. But you're going to have some other trucks coming up behind them. They're going to get formed up, and then we should be able to run them down. Once you get the trucks behind Kenny Roberts, there, and Matt Paglia, once they get caught up to the rear bumper, they'll start running those 3 trucks down.
And you can see there the interval I just brought up on that top left of your screen, that black box containing the first 6 cars. You can see first 6 trucks. You can see the 0-point time interval. There's a gap of 4 seconds back to the 7th place position. Well, that gap is now closed to the 10th. Yeah, they are definitely scattered right now, so this is super cool. So who is in first? The 8 truck.
Can be Greg Lovell. Greg Lovell, Denny Carroll, and Danny Lovell got in, got out. Excellent pit stop. Got themselves, out there. The problem is they're going to be too far out there. The line of trucks that are coming, if they can stay tight together like they are right now, they're going to run them right down relatively quickly.
Ulysses Sandoval just on pit road again, serving a black flag, probably for speeding.
He wanted to be the fastest. Unfortunately, it was on pit road.
Yep, and here comes the pack.
Now they're going to have their draft if they decide to want to go down there and use that draft behind them, which they're not. They're staying right in the high line. They're just gonna get that train going and just roll around them on the high side. You watch.
So being focused on Greg Lovell at the beginning of lap number 25, you know what that means? He led lap 24.
Very
so
good.
The 8 truck of Greg wins the $5 bonus for the mid-race lead. Lap 24 and 25 being led by Greg, so he locked that in, I believe.
I was so busy paying attention to where everybody was going to come out after the green flag pit stop that I didn't even notice what we'd got there.
Yeah, I was just looking down there going, oh, we've got a mid-race lead there, lap 24 with Greg Lovell.
So they got the high side there, with all them trucks that build all the momentum. They got out in front of Greg Lovell. So as soon as they did, Matt Paglia pulled right down in front of Greg Lovell, and what better place to keep Greg Lovell than right behind you?
Yeah, and what a crazy how fast that happened. Right, we were watching the green flag cycle. Everybody was scattered all over the place, and then here we are back to 3 wide racing. The lead lap trucks all smashed back together here, 16 of them in a gigantic clump.
Doug Heelock, he's got his Toyota drivers behind him pushing, but he's on the high side trying to make that third line work to see if he can get up there and get ahead of them guys. Even though we're just past the halfway point. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do and trying to figure out ahead of time where they want to be and what they got to do. So now's the time for Doug to see if that high line will work and get him up there near the front. If it doesn't work, okay, plan B, let's go see what else we got to do to get up ahead of these other 3 trucks.
And that's where Graham McDonald wants to be, leading this race, the 24 truck, the Mopar truck.
Absolutely.
Being pushed by
With
Craig
$10
Hagley.
in the kitty, he can do it.
Craig Hagley behind him, Greg Palmer behind him, and championship contender Mike Mangialardi behind him.
As of right now, it would be Mark Paglia, but wait till you hit the line, because that could change.
It's close because he is beside. It looks like it would have been Mike at the line. The 29 had the 28 by 0.01 seconds there at the line, but we still got a way to go. Thanks again to Frank Divens for the sponsorship this evening. Extreme Motorsports, links in the description, and of course on your screen.
And just think, in about 18 laps, that's a pretty good chance of how that may just happen.
So interesting.
It could be that tight.
Tom Dixon had the fastest lap of the night. It just got taken over by Perry Bond.
Very nice to see Perry Bond win one of the sprint races last night. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
Tarnation TV number 60, Perry Bond.
The turbo.
From somewhere in West Virginia.
Yep. So yeah, Tom Dixon had the fastest lap there for the last dozen or so laps, and I just was going to talk about it, and Perry Bond took it. So now it's at fastest lap of the night. Barry Bond currently 47.681 seconds around this thing at 200.6 miles per hour. 200.6 miles per hour. And that's an average.
Just as quickly as that Mike Mangialardi was at that time the lead there for the championship. Now it's back to Matt Paglia.
Yep. Yeah, Mark with, who's behind him? Greg, yeah. And Mangialardi on the high line. Craig Hagley leading his second lap right there.
As it winds down, when you think about it, that Greg Lovell's not going to want to stay there. He's going to want to see if he can figure out a way to get by Mark Paglia. And at the same time, you still got to keep Doug Hillick and Mike Mangialardi behind him. So if we're winding it down. We're about 17 laps away. One more pit stop. I believe.
Yep. Pretty close.
Three more laps.
Jeffrey went in. He started the cycle last time at lap 21, so he's going to be needing to pit here in the next couple laps.
And that's getting pretty close. And then they should be able to go from there on if it continues under green. Should be able to continue from there to the end without any more pit stops. The green flag pit stops.
I don't know. Do you think so? I think that they're going to need 2 more pit stops. You'd have to get to lap 35. If they can
pit, be real close, ain't it?
Yeah, if they can pit on lap 35, that'll get you to the end on fumes.
Think about it like this, okay? We have Craig Hagley, Greg Palmer, Ken Roberts, Mike Paglia, Graham McDonald. I'm trying to think. There was one other truck, and I think it might have been Katie Hunksbury that unfortunately has lost the draft and is a little bit further back. Mm-hmm. They were the guys that pitted the last time. Wouldn't it be something if they're the only guys that can go with one more stop?
That's part of the thing, yeah. If they were cramming as much fuel as you can on the yellows, and then they get that green flag cycle and they can go a little bit further and take it right to the brink, they're crunching those numbers. They might be able to make it work on one more stop, or I don't think these leaders are going to make it.
I mean, what the advantage they're going to have with that is on the last lap-ish, they can probably slow down because everybody's going to pit. They're going to be just about around a lap, depending on how much fuel they have to take. They're going to, okay, so there goes, I think that's Bob, not Bob, which one's, I think it's Tom Dixon.
That's Tom Dixon, yep.
But he went by himself, which is, you would think you'd want to go with somebody.
Yeah, he's usually got Bob with him. Bob's not in this race, yeah.
I'm crunching numbers in my head here.
This is getting close. If they can get to lap 35, that will be 12.
2 more laps. If they can do 2 more laps, I believe they can do it.
I think even if you go now, what do you think? You think you can squeeze? If you can squeeze this much, you think you can squeeze to the end? I don't know. See if we got any takers.
Right now. So there goes the Toyotas. They're not going to be able to do it in one more stop.
Yeah, and then 23 is in there of Doug Hewlett.
I need one more stop. Sorry. Now, if Craig Hagley, Palmer, Roberts, and Paglia can stay out, I believe, one more lap, they may be able to go to the end.
I wonder. Doug Hewlett is the only one of the 4 championship contenders that went down that time. I'm not sure he can make it. I mean, maybe he can. If he can squeeze 13 and a half laps or so out of that thing, he might be doing what you said at the start of the race and just hoping that you're getting in the middle of a draft and getting some help on it.
Okay, so here comes Greg Lovell. Yeah, they're going to go one. They're going to be able to do that one more lap. I'm telling you right now, I think these 4 drivers that stayed out, Craig Hagley, Greg Palmer, Ken Roberts, and then you got Mike Paglia. I'm screwing him up again here. Sorry, buddy. Pags back there, just saving fuel. I mean, that's the smartest thing you can do. Stay right there, save fuel. And even if, they go to pit, they come back out, they stay just the same way they are. Even if all 3 of them guys run out of gas, he's going to have the best fuel mileage out of them all because back there saving.
Mm-hmm.
This could be, if this goes green, this could be
Yeah.
the defining moment of this race. Mark Paglia could be winning this championship all by using the proper strategy, and that was the pitting late on that last caution. So they're pitting now.
And he's going to make it in, so he's still under power. And he will be able to make this to the end of the race off this one stop alone. I'm not sure about the other three. I'm really not sure about Doug.
I think it's going to be really, really close for Greg Lovell. And I really think Hillick is probably not going to have enough.
I think Doug Hulick is going to be really close because he's the only one that went in at the end of lap 33.
I don't think he, unless he's got to save. That's the only thing he can do is save.
Yeah, I mean, I think Paglia's good to the end. This might be, I mean, I don't know, man, because Greg and, who is it? It's Greg and Mike and Mangialardi.
Okay, so Craig Hagley came out first, then Greg Palmer, then Mark Paglia, and then Ken Roberts. So they're going to tuck right in behind him. They're going to try to get him going as fast as they can.
And he's surrounded by his teammates right here, too.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if Doug Hulick can make it. We might have to focus on that 23. Yeah.
He could prove us wrong, but I really don't think. I think the guy that's in the catbird seat, if this goes green, is Mark Paglia.
I think, here's another thing I think. If we see the 23 run out of fuel, we might see the 8 and the 29 be running out of fuel on their final lap, and that'll give Mark the gate to the championship. This is going to be good, bro.
All he's got to do right now, is just stay right where he is. Stay right behind Greg Palmer. Save a little bit. This is coming. This is going to be a nail biter right down to the end.
If this is green the rest of the way, and it's been green the whole time, except for we've had one caution flag super early and green flag pit stops the last 2 times. So we're into a green flag run right now.
I think what Mark is doing is he's laid back just enough because Ken had a little trouble getting off pit road. So now he's got Ken Roberts right behind him. Now they're tucking right up between their teammates. And, and they've got about a 3-second lead. If they can just get in nice and tight, I don't think they got to worry so much about them other guys passing them. It's just more about, whether or not, like I said, Felix, I think he's too far back.
I've just been handed a note
close.
here.
And the only thing I didn't know is where did Mike Mangialardi pit?
I just been handed a note here. The 67 of Garland Oaks has been disqualified.
Oh!
The Team Wrecking Ball loses a truck for disqualification. He's probably running those that new element they found on Mars, the super light metal. He's probably running those for rims.
That's it. That's got to be it.
Eucatanium, I think is what it's called. Super light. It's almost like helium. They find out you're running those, makes the truck light.
Strong.
No friction. Super strong.
So they'll be the newest wheels in Formula One.
Yes, exactly. They'll be doing half-second pit stops now.
They're only $1 million a set.
Yeah, why not? Let's see the gap here to 5th place from 2.2 to 1.6. So we've got that rear pack you can see following these guys. They are gaining because they are clearly more than 4 trucks in this pack. And look who's leading that pack, pushing the air, burning more fuel. The one we were talking about before, Doug Hulick. Can he make it on gas under green? We don't know. And he's leading this pack, so he's burning more gas. He can't conserve. This is going to be crazy.
He's back there in 9th. He's kind of in the middle of this pack, and we didn't catch where he pitted, so we don't have the numbers on him.
Mike Mangialardi pitted at the end of lap 34. What's up? Whiskey glass? Right here.
Now,
this is my whiskey delivery.
Yeah, nice. Greg Lovell is way back in 19th.
Okay, yeah. So where are our leaders right now? Greg Lovell is in 19th. Or not leaders. Where are our contenders? Greg Lovell is in 19th.
About
Mike Mangialardi is in 9th. Doug Hulick is in 5th, and Paglia is in 3rd. He's 40 seconds back. I thought Greg pitted with
Had
Mick
had a bad pitch.
Mangialardo. Yeah. Oh, you know what he did? On the way in, I forgot to mention that. We saw the 8 truck on the entrance to the pit road at the commitment line. He did get spun around, and he tapped the nose on the inside wall. I had to put it in reverse, I believe. We couldn't see him. It was just off camera. But he did have trouble on the entrance to pit road, so that cost him that 40-second gap.
So now you've got Doug Hillick. He's got that. They've caught that lead pack, running on the high side, and he's still the Pied Piper that's leading them. And we don't know if he can do it on fuel. Now, Greg Palmer went up there to try to shut that energy down.
Yeah, didn't work.
No.
He had so much steam going. It's like, thanks for the help, Greg, but I got to go around you, bud.
But
and Greg's like, sorry about that, Doug. I didn't mean to block you.
If Hillick, even if he gets down in front of Craig Hagley, I think he's in. I really don't think he's going to make it. He's been running that truck flat out ever since. Whoops, we've got.
Oh, that's a
around.
yellow flag. Everything we've been talking about is out the window. And I was not talking about cake, but I got some. Fist bump the wife. High five the wife. Kiss the wife.
5 laps. We're gonna have
cat tongue's fine. I got cat tongue on my cake.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we're not going off this front of this pack right here, because this is under 10 race back, and we've got door-to-door championship contenders right here with trucks a lap down. This actually could be it. Do you think?
I don't know. It's going to be close.
They
got a race for it.
Hewlett right now is in front. I don't know if. Okay, so Hewlett is in first place. Man, if anybody in the world wanted a yellow flag to come out, I think it's Doug Hewlett.
But absolutely. I really. It's going to be interesting to see if he pits.
Oh my God!
Because I don't know if he could have made it.
Yeah,
made it.
Okay, so he pitted at the end of lap 35, which 12 laps gets him to the end of lap 45, and this is a 47 lap race.
Plus, this is also a break for Greg Lovell.
Wait,
because he's going to have a. It's going to be if it goes green. There we go. We got that if and or but statement.
Right.
If this thing goes green, it is going to be probably a 1 to 2 lap shootout.
Man, my numbers were wrong on that. Doug Hewlett pitted at the end of lap 33, which would get him to the end of lap 45 in a 47 lap race. But now we're under yellow, so he might be staying right where he is right now, below that yellow line, taking the shortest distance around this track and clutching that thing like crazy.
He is clutching it, and I think he's got a pit. I don't know.
We are here in silence right now on this truck.
He's staying out.
Yep.
Boy.
Wow. Under green flag conditions, I do not believe this guy would have made it. Okay, we got to go back and see what happens.
Even if it goes, if it goes green, we don't know if he's going to have enough to make it.
This is going to help though, because there's no way he's going to pit. There is no way he's going to pit from first.
You can't. It's a death
It's
sentence.
impossible. You have to go for it. Okay, we are now.
We have lap
seeing
trucks,
what
so we're
happened
going to
here.
have maybe 2 laps?
4
1
wide
lap?
in the tri-oval, almost. Door banger with Tom Dixon, and she just got turned around, and with Bynum coming on the binders, Keith Binders Bynum got woed up enough there to not send Palmer into the stratosphere. Good heads up move there. That brings out that yellow. So that was the cause for the yellow. Dude, I cannot believe this. I mean, we're not a huge fan of yellow flag racing, but this right now,
it changes everything.
Oh my God. It's all on fuel mileage again. I love this stuff.
And I'm like I'm just sitting here running scenarios through my head going, I don't know if he still can make it. I mean, if it goes...
I don't know.
If it goes yellow and he can do it, clutching it and coasting, and he'll have enough fuel to do it. But if this thing goes back green, Will he have enough? Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I've never thought that this season would end like this.
No. Because like you're saying, I think I might have said it, but whatever. The fact that the yellow came out, he was going, oh, thank goodness. Because now he can save that fuel that he might need. If he can save enough to get him to the end is a different question, but he definitely needed, I don't think he could have made it under
But U-Man was pitted with him, just pitted and went down pit road. He was behind him in second place.
Well, Ulysses got penalized too. He had to serve a black flag, so he's actually behind a lap.
Okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't even. There again. I was busy trying to figure out who, what, where. I didn't look to see that he was a lap down.
So Greg Lovell's back there, Paglia, and Mike Mangialardi. We're just seeing where the other contenders are. Mangialardi in 9th. Mark Paglia currently in 4th with
gotta go
way
green on the
more
next
gas.
lap, or this is over.
Paglia can definitely make it to the end. Hewlick, we do not know.
It's still under yellow.
It is still under yellow, but I think the lights are going to go off this time, and we're going to have a one-lap drag straight race to the end.
God.
And, I mean, Hewlick has basically got that truck off, and nobody's pushing him. I'm that guy where if I see you clutching, I'll bump you. I'll push you.
I don't know
So you
what the
can keep the
rule is
clutch
at
in, you know?
Talladega Nights. Because I know in NASCAR, with less than 2 laps to go, you can't get pushed.
I think I would be the reason the rule would get you, because I've done it before.
Absolutely.
Unless it's buried in the deep stuff. Like maybe you do have like that deep notebook that you got to go looking.
It's got to be Javier Negron that pushes him, because Craig Hagley's not going to do it because he's pulling for Mark Paglia. So
it looks like we might be going. They're staging up the 2 lap down trucks up top. You see Randy Waugh and Ulysses Sandoval move to the top there. Those 2 trucks are going to be the lucky dogs. That's why they've moved up.
oh boy, these
So
lights go out. This is going to be insanity at its best.
It is going to be phenomenal. And we are going to be locked onto the 23 truck the entire time from here to the end, because he's the only one with the track position to win this thing. But can he do it in 2.66 miles? We're just going to watch these strobe lights on the pace truck. When he crosses the stripe, if they go out.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
NASCAR, you crazy bastard.
Oh wow.
I don't even know what to say, dude. This is so good.
Oh yeah.
This is so good. Did these yellow flag laps, did these laps under caution, a couple ways I can say it, I guess. If these caution laps were able to help Doug save enough gas to be able to get to the finish, but you're also in first place, you're just sitting duck to any move anybody wants to do behind you.
So his teammate, or Toyota teammate, I believe, who's out there, Javier Negron, is on the high side, and Pags is behind him.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Ken Roberts and Ken Hagley on the bottom.
Craig Hagley, yeah.
They don't push Doug.
Yeah. I mean, Mangialardi doesn't want to push Buckshot and Ken and Hagley. He wants to get up there and race with Paglia and Hewlick. But, I mean, Mike Mangialardi from about, so what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th. He can see that. It's right there. But I don't think there's enough time for him to get there. It's up to Paglia.
And there's one scenario we're not throwing in there. Greg Lovell still got a shot. This could go crazy, and he could just drive right through.
You know what?
And go right to the front and win this thing.
Yeah. Where is Greg currently? Greg currently sitting in 18th. I mean, he's in the main pack. I mean, this is going to be less than a second gap from front to back. Every truck in this sequence. Pace truck
boy.
heading to pit road, and I don't know if I'm breathing. Listening to the 23's engine to see if he's got enough fuel to get around this thing. And if not, we know that the 28 on that high line definitely does.
Green flag is out. There we go, boys.
I will be watching his speed at the top of my screen. The viewers cannot see it.
I got my eyes on Pag. As I thought, Chris Hagley and Ken Roberts didn't push him.
Mm-hmm. Doug Hewlick in the lead, championship. Bottom line fading a little bit. Javier Negron pulls to the
They're
front.
not pushing him.
No. 3 wide into turn 3. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say we're less than a mile from the finish, and Paglia's looking to get in there and make it 4 wide into the tri-oval. There's...
Oh, no.
No way.
Doug Hewlick is going to make it through all of that. He is out front of every one of them trucks that have just got crashed. All drivers that are in the championship except for Doug Hewlick and he's won the championship.
Doug Hewlick wins the championship. My goodness, man. They did not, everybody back there did not want to lift. They're like, we're going 4 wide. We don't even care. We got to get the flag in there. What an absolutely crazy turn of events.
Dan Lovell ends up winning the race, and Doug
Hewlick is second, but I mean, he...
Second and wins the championship.
Yep. And let's see, Dan Lovell. So Dan Lovell is the 388. I'll put the flag in his window too. The winner of the race.
Well, I said that there's a possibility that he could come back from the back, and big pileup happens.
6 to the boot.
56. What a finish.
Well, I didn't get to see it. I fell out. I lost total internet connection right before it went green, so I got out of the way. I don't know what happened. I guess Doug Hewlick won the championship and Dan won the race.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. Amazing.
Oh, man, I got to watch it on broadcast. But listen, so I guess to just do the normal podium, so Doug was in the chase, so I guess we do him last. So just do the third, second. Well, Doug finished in what position?
1 second. Doug second.
Second place. Oh, in the race, yeah.
Well, I just do it 4 thirds, 3 2, and then just do his championship in the second place same time. That sound cool?
Sounds like we're playing.
Championship and finishing second. And you just say congratulations at the same time. Then,
He's got enough gas to do a burnout.
or do Dan and then do Doug last. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Last. Right. Yeah.
Graham McDonald made it through third. I don't know where he was at the start of that.
Was that right?
Absolutely just insane.
Was that right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
they were going 4 or 5 wide through the trial.
We weren't sure that Doug could make it on fuel. We weren't sure of a whole bunch of stuff, and him and Dan Lovell and Graham McDonald just drove through that, and the rest of the field was pretty much wrecked.
Wow. What a way to end it.
Oh, it was a phenomenal way to end that. I was going to say up. And we've got a couple of guys getting we got disqualification on Garland Oaks. Just shows that you and Denny both had disconnections. Yeah, just a wild race of awesome green flag pitting.
Yeah, we some of us couldn't get back up there because we didn't pit correctly. But anyways, I'll let you get on with your interviews. Thanks, guys. I'll catch up with you, Blaine and Rod, here in the next couple of days on Facebook. But listen, thank you for what you've done for us again. And we'll be waiting for that promo, Blaine. So let me just send it to me when you're done.
Yep.
Get that out there. And Rod, thank you, guys. Do the rest of the evening. I think it looks like Graham's already here. So I'll let y'all go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff, for all you've done.
Yeah, man. 10-4.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right.
Graham McDonald, my pick to hopefully win the whole championship. Unfortunately, got knocked out in the last race, but that's all right. You made it quite a ways up through there. You made it through the melee on the last lap and finished third. I don't know where that puts you in points overall, outside of the top 4, but good run, buddy.
Yeah, it was a good run there. I was hoping for a little bit better. Got close.
What was we gotta bring up the replay and see the end of that thing, man. Everybody just wanted to get there. You found your way through that thing to get a podium finish. Like we were doing math on the fuel mileage of the 23 truck, and then the yellow comes out, and we still weren't sure. And like, are we going to go green again? 1 lap shootout. You couldn't have asked for a better finale.
No, it was a nail biter at the end. I knew I could make it on gas, but I didn't think the 23 could without the yellow.
We were crunching numbers like crazy up here, trying to figure out who could, who couldn't, and how it was going to end up, and then the caution fell.
Yeah, sometimes you just get lucky.
So are you hanging around the Prime Time Racing League? Because as the as Talladega Nights changes its banner, I'm sure most of these guys will keep on coming back. Are you going to stick around?
Yeah, I'm going to be running the Friday night Super Speedway series.
Oh,
very cool.
Okay, so elaborate on that. Friday night, there's a Super Speedway series.
Yeah, it's going to be just carrying on with the shake and bake and like what we're doing tonight.
Oh, okay, cool. So is it going to be trucks? Is it going to be, what are you running?
It's going to be trucks this season. We'll see about next season. Maybe we'll switch every once in a while.
Oh, right on. So is it going to be, which speedways? Are you just looking at all kinds of super speedways, fictional, and of course Daytona and Talladega?
No, we're just going to stay with Talladega Nights for now.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, the old familiar Talladega track. So that'll be good.
Yeah,
Nice, comfortable.
We'll get our first season under us, work out the bugs, and then see what we do after that.
Oh, sweet, man. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, man. So, yeah, thanks for joining us up here in the booth, and congratulations on the podium finish in the final race. And, yeah, thank you for your sponsorships this year. It was awesome working with you and rebranding broadcasts and all that good stuff. But, yeah, if you have any shout-outs, definitely let it rip.
Just want to shout out to Doug and say congrats on the championship, and hopefully he's got a few more left.
I'm sure now he's definitely going to try.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
Thanks, Graham.
Thank you, Graham.
Talk to you later.
So skip Doug and get Dan. Dan Lovell, winner of the race, dude, in grand fashion.
Thank you.
We did not know what was going to happen the last 15 laps of that race. Rod and I were just on the edge of our seats. You guys, if you're watching the broadcast, can probably hear it in our voices. What a phenomenal way to end the season. And how did you manage to find your way to the front? Because there was a lot going on at that last set of caution laps with, we were talking fuel mileage. Were you good on gas?
Yeah, I was good. I was about actually a lap and a half, almost 2 laps to the good, because that caution that came out, I was able to clutch under it. And I was going to be short maybe a quarter of a lap if that caution hadn't came out. But, clutching under caution, you can save a good lap at least, sometimes 2. So, yeah, I had plenty of fuel. We had a plan, me, Greg, and Frank, working together, had a plan as soon as it went green, just jump to the outside as fast as we can. And didn't have a bunch of takers go with us. I didn't think we were going to go anywhere. Then, man, we just got a rocket boost on that outside line, and I was like, heck yeah, let's go. And it all worked out. No better way to end a league final race, man, than to get a win. Feels good.
So you got the win for the race, which means you get $10, sponsored in part by Extreme Motorsports, which is Frank Divins. He was handing out the money purses for the championship winner, the winner of the race, and the leader of the middle of the race, which went to Greg, the leader of lap 24. You gonna spend all your money in one place?
Yeah. Probably go buy me a candy bar and a pop. That's about all you can get these days.
That's it. Or membership to Netflix or something.
Yeah, pretty close.
For a couple days.
Yeah, for a couple of days. Yeah, it's about 15.
Get the free promo and get the month and a half. But yeah, man, congratulations on the win this evening, man. So yeah, we're gonna definitely drag Doug down in here and talk about his second place finish. Now he's started in 5th and ended up in 2nd and won the championship race. But yeah, Dan, it's always good to hear you and talk to you. So if you have any shout-outs, let it rip.
Yeah, definitely want to give some shout outs. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, Jeffrey, Ken, all you guys that, work with us, and have worked with us to keep this league going and help it strive and grow and see these drivers develop. And it's been more than awesome. It's been the best league by far that I've ever raced in, even including the ones that I've helped run. It's been an amazing experience. Good group of drivers, great companionship. Sometimes button heads, but it's part of racing. You're not always going to agree, but it's been a blast, and hate to see it end. But we got things planned coming up in the future, so it'll continue. We still got all these drivers. I'm sure they'll still join us. So it's not over yet. Just want to keep all these guys out here and hope you continue to race with us. But I hate to see you give it up, Jeffrey, but I understand. I've been there in your shoes, buddy. So appreciate everything you've done and the hard work you've put in. Blaine, I want to thank you and Brad and Rod, and everybody that does the broadcasting. Y'all help us stay on the map. Appreciate all you guys. I want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Bonnie, all my kids, my grandkids, too many of them to mention their names, but I want to just thank every one of them that have watched this race over the years, and it's been just outstanding. Appreciate all you guys and all you drivers. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, man, it's always a blast, and yeah, we'll all be around here for a long time. I think we've been here this long. We're not going anywhere. But thanks for the kind words, and thanks for always being out here, racing. And it's always exciting to watch. Like you said too about the tempers flaring and stuff. But everybody's so passionate about this thing. We put a lot of hours into it, so that's what makes it great.
Yeah, we're all always giving it our best, and sometimes trying to give our best. Get your tempers flared up. So it's part of it, you're going to be banging doors out here. It's just fun. It's amazing. But we all come back together as friends and competitors at the same time in the end. So it's always going to be that way with racing. And I plan on continuing to do it until I can't take another breath, I guess.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Lots of passion. That's what it is. Just lots of passion.
Yep. That's all. We're all here for the fun. And it definitely is fun. Yeah, thanks, Dan, and have a good night, bud.
Yep, you guys have a good night. Thank you.
All right, let's go find our winner, Doug Hulick, in the 3 truck. Holy moly, dude. Were you able to, what was your mathematics on that pit stop? You weren't going to make it to the end under green, were you?
Good evening, guys. The 23 truck was probably going to putter out of gas there at the end.
We were crunching numbers for you.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if the other guys could make it, but I know once I got close to them, I was like, okay, the plan was catch those 4 and then milk it a little bit and then go buy them. But I was just like, you know what? Let's just do it now. I had some really good help from Team Toyota / Wrecking Ball, Ulysses Papasandoval, Javier Negrando. Garland Oaks helped me. Graham McDonald, always a teammate. Some good people out there. Team Toyota helped put this 23 where it was at the right time and got me a championship.
Yeah. Yeah, we were looking at the numbers. You were the first to pit in that cycle of it's usually about a 4 or 5 lap cycle of green flag stops. And when you went down and nobody went with you, we're like, okay, this is going to be something right now because you've got 4 people that can win this thing. And with you going in first, we were curious about that. And we were like, well, if anybody was ever happier to see a yellow come out and we were locked onto your car and you were clutching that thing something awful. And it looked like it worked out. We weren't even sure you're going to have enough gas to do a burnout.
Well, I was very happy that the caution came out, and then it was like, okay, we're going back 1 to go. I'm looking to figure out where Mark's at, and where my teammates were, who was behind me, and I had a good chance that I knew I could get there, and Lord knows I had enough gas to burn off those back tires, so she definitely had some fuel left in her.
Nice. Yeah, we were worried about that. I'm like, guy wins the championship but can't do a burnout. But yeah, we definitely got you and Dan burning the house down tonight, man. So congratulations.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Definitely highlight of my Talladega Nights career, I would say.
Yeah, highlight of our career too. We're watching this race go, man, this is seriously an amazing race. We had a caution early, and it's coming down to that fuel strategy. And even with that yellow in the mix, not knowing if you were going to be able to make it, if you were able to save enough gas on those yellows, it added to the tension, man. We were seriously having problems over here trying to concentrate.
Burning up some calculators.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, you could always just touch base with me. I would let you know what's up. But yeah, I knew it was going to be 1 lap short, and I said to the guys, I said, you know what? If I'm going to run out of gas, I'm going to run out of gas leading this damn thing. You know?
Yeah. Go ahead, Rod.
I was laughing at him because he was going to run out of gas. He was running out of gas leading it, and I'm thinking to myself, and he runs out of gas and takes out the whole field because it quits. But you know,
well, maybe I take out the other 4, and who knows what happens.
You're right.
These things are unpredictable, to say the least.
Oh,
It's a
absolutely.
game, but it's just unpredictable.
Like he said, we started kind of crunching the numbers a little bit, and then we realized you pitted, and when you pitted. And we're like, I don't think he got. I'm going. I don't think he can make it. And then we're like, I think Greg is borderline. And we knew Pags, he was all good. The only one we didn't catch is where Mangialardi had pitted, so we weren't really sure where he was in the mix. And you were the guy that's pulling the lead. You know, instead of being behind somebody where you could have saved more fuel, you were actually pulling them guys up to the front 3 there, and it was. I'm telling you, the caution saved you, and that was an awesome race for you.
I appreciate that, Rod. It was definitely. I was shaking. I was really.
Yeah.
I'm looking down at my watch, going like, "Okay, heart rate, slow down, heart rate, slow down."
Well, we're watching that. We're watching the pace track. The lights are on. We're like, we're gonna have a 1 lap sprint. Is what's gonna happen. And that's exactly what happened. So you're like, oh no, now we've got
we chatter constantly, that whole caution, and I'm talking to my teammates, and other people are just talking, and it's like, no, we're going to get no laps, no, 1, maybe 2, I don't know. Someone's like, oh, there's going to be 3 laps. What are you talking about, 3 laps? No way there's 3 laps. So I'm actually getting yelled at by some other people, like, catch up to the pace car leader. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, sorry. I was just,
Oh, you were trying to save.
You're saving something awful, yeah.
I was, and I was actually thinking I was going to tell Poppy Sandoval push me a little bit, but I knew it when the caution came out. I was only 1 lap short, so 3 laps of caution. I'm going to definitely save that.
So
Nice.
yeah, you know what Blaine's statement was on that. I said, I don't know what the rule is over here, because in the real world, real NASCAR, with 2 to go, you are not allowed to push the car in front of you. And I said, I don't think they have that rule over here. I'm not sure. And Blaine says, well, if I was behind them, they'd be creating that rule.
I do it. I do it at the start of the race. I hear a guy clutch, and I just roll up behind him and push him.
I do believe they did implement the rule. If there was under a caution and someone runs out of gas, you're not allowed to push them. But I mean, there's a fine line between, okay, just push me because I don't feel like using any gas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's a hard one. That's an admin call.
That one might be discussed next year, or the PRL league.
Yeah, that's something that needs to be looked at. That will probably never have to be implemented. But you know what? It could happen, and it could have happened tonight.
Some of the best things are talked about and never implemented.
Yeah. Exactly.
There's always ideas.
Well,
absolutely.
Like I said, man, phenomenal race. It was a blast calling it, running the numbers. We thought you might have been 2 laps short. That's why we were freaking out the whole time. You were only 1 lap short. That's still pretty crazy. On Awesome race, qualifying 5th, finished in 2nd, winning the championship. $25 coming from Extreme Motorsports. Frank Divins is a sponsor of tonight's race, and Greg got the midway purse. Dan got the winning the race purse, and of course you won the championship. $25. Where are you going to spend it? Great big large pizza?
No, I'm going to, I'll fund it up and figure out what I'm going to do with it. It's just, all money goes into a pile. There's really no destination for anything. I might drop over donate it to a league somewhere.
That's cool. That's cool option, yeah. Just send it right back. But, yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal race tonight, and congratulations on the championship win, the iPE Excellence Season number 1 winner, Mr. Doug Hulick.
Absolutely. How about some shout-outs?
Do it.
Absolutely. Get it. It's for yours.
All right. So Team Toyota, Graham McDonald driving the Dodge, Garland Oaks, Javier Negron, Ulysses Papasandoval, all those other Team Toyota drivers who helped me during this race. Shout out to my son Nolan up in North Dakota doing what he does best. My daughter down in South Carolina, got that right this time, hanging out. She was excited to watch this race. My son was like, that was nerve-wracking. Texted me right after the race. I was like, yeah, be in my shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to my buddy Shirley from work. She was like, that was incredible. Appreciate everybody out there. Appreciate Jeff for doing what he did all this years. Anybody who runs a league, Afterburner, RTG, SMO, all these guys, just phenomenal people, keeping this game alive. Thanks to you and Blaine, Rod. Just an amazing night.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I pretty much covered the gamut on that one. Everybody involved made this thing flawless, and it's a pleasure to call these races, and that was definitely a good one of my favorites.
I'm glad I could be there for you, man.
Yeah, man.
And I'm gonna go watch it.
Do it.
Oh yeah,
it's up
you're gonna
there.
hear it in our voice at the end that we
Yeah.
our voices raise up and we're like, okay, all right, wait a minute, we don't think it can make it. I don't know who can make it. We're always fine.
We were speechless more than once, to say the least. But yeah, man, thanks for coming up here and chatting with us, and thanks for being part of the league. And we'll be getting on the track and racing with you guys. So that's going to be a lot of fun coming up.
All right, man. You guys have a good night, and thanks again.
Congratulations, Doug.
Thanks, Doug. Well,
what a race!
Yeah.
What a way to end a season with a race like that. We didn't know who was going to get it right down to the end. I mean, we had a pretty good idea between two drivers, and then we called it big Greg at the end, but Greg didn't make it through it, and Doug stayed out front and won himself a championship. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, phenomenal. I mean, that's the only thing I can say. It was such a good race, an awesome way to end the season. Sometimes there's a race or two in the middle that, you can tell everybody's just off a little bit, and that happens in real life too. But it was really, really cool to see this final race be as good as it was. But yeah, man, thanks, Rod, for the co-hosting duties. And yeah, I guess we'll.
We got to get Brad back in here a couple of times with us. That would be nice when we get back to. If we get back to doing this, we don't know what our future. Well, we know Tarnation TV is definitely going to be out there, and it's still out there, and there's plenty of leagues that are going to want us to come and broadcast for them, and we're more than willing to do that. It's just we're going to take a little bit of break, especially after this weekend. It was a busy weekend for us.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Brad has expressed interest in coming back, and I mean, he doesn't really want to.
We got to get him in here with us one time, just the three of us, and I think we'd have a good time.
Yeah, it's super, super cool, man. And to see Doug pull this thing off is fantastic. Thanks again to Extreme Motorsports for the sponsorships this season. I actually sponsored 2 races. I'm going to actually do a shout out to all the sponsors right now. I do have a list. So thank you to everybody who sponsored a race. And let's see, we got, Extreme Motorsports. We've got Hubcap Annie, Muscle Car Therapy, the Moffitt Cancer Center, Veterans Affairs, The Open Arms, that was Danny Level sponsoring that one. The United Cerebral Palsy, Pause Atlanta, Boudreaux's Butt Paste, and of course the Maryland Tough, Baltimore Strong, and of course Extreme Motorsports again. So Frank sponsored race number 1 and the first race and the last race. To all those sponsors, and of course, Bynum, Paglia, Bone, Hewlick, Lovell, Waugh, Paglia, Palmer, Causey, Robertson, Bobby Farrell, all those names attached to all those sponsors as well. Thank you very much. Of course, Jeff, thanks for running an awesome league with all your admin staff. There's too many people to thank. Thanks to the drivers. Thanks to everybody involved. Thank you, Rod. And thanks to the wife for bringing me cake. That's why I was letting you do some of the talking so I could eat my cake.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right, everybody. Thank you for watching and interacting with the YouTube channel. Of course, all the viewers tonight. Hey, that's why we do it. We actually see numbers. So it means people are watching, which is why we keep on doing it. So we'll see you next time when we find out what we're doing. We will definitely be back. TarnationTV.com is the website. Thanks for following us, and keep your stick on the ice.